Hello, recent college graduate or soon-to-be college graduate. I am Melanie Saluka. My company is Red Ink, and I do job interview coaching, job search coaching, and resume writing. For a number of years, I have also hired entry-level candidates, and today's question that we want to talk about that you could be asked and should be prepared to answer is, why did you pick your college or university? Now, at first, you may think, why do they care? What difference does it make? It's been 4 years since I did that. Why would they ask me that in an interview? And you want to consider that you don't really have a long track record of things that they can ask you about. So an employer needs to be a little bit creative, and they're asking to kind of understand your thought process, your decision-making process. What did you take into account when you considered going to that school? And it gives some interesting insight in terms of what you value. What do you look for when you evaluate an opportunity? Did you know at the time you started school where you wanted to end up? And all of those things are little clues as to your personality, your background, and your fit within the company. So don't get annoyed at it, but let's optimize this opportunity as best we can. So what you want to think about is, why did you choose that school? Go back in time, and perhaps you liked the look of the school. It had a good feeling. You felt very comfortable there. What were your initial first impressions of the school? Maybe a relative went there as well and you felt comfortable. When you first made that decision, chances are the reasons why you first chose the school are different than the reasons that you have now for staying with it. So talk about the contrast between the two. What have you learned from being at that school? How has it helped you grow? What are the things that you are going to take away from the school? What are opportunities that you got there that you didn't think you would ever have? Those are all interesting facets of answering this question that demonstrate your intelligence, your abilities, your thoughtfulness. So give it some thought, really reflect on it a little bit, and come up with what is it about your school that has kept you there since that initial first decision that you made. And outline some thoughts around that for yourself. And it is an interesting question that you want to use to really highlight your thought process and what you value and how focused and dedicated you are. Those are all great things that an employer will take into account, and to some degree they may use that to decide. You may use a similar evaluation process to decide which employer is good for you. So that's the other thing that an employer is going to think about, which is, are they also going to be looking at our opportunity at our company through the same lens that they did when they evaluated a college? So that may change how they approach you and how they communicate with you. So really flesh out a good answer to this question. Take a little bit of thought to it. There isn't a perfect way to answer it there, because employers are not actually watching these videos to see what the perfect answer is. But give some thought to the questions that I have posed to you, and outline for yourself what it means for you to be at that school, and also within the context of what it would mean for you to work for that employer. I hope that helps. I am Melanie Saluka. My company is Red Ink. The website is redinkllc.com. Thanks very much, and look out for the next tip.